AITAH for contemplating divorce to escape an insecure wife. Hi everyone, my wife, 27F, and I, 32M, have been married for 5 years. We met through a mutual family friend, dated for 2 years before we tied the knot. Our relationship was mostly long distance, but I would fly to her city every 6 months to spend some time with her. Due to the long distance nature, I did not realize how insecure she is until after we got married. I mean, I had an idea, but I didn't know the extent. So before the wedding, my job allowed me to work overtime, which added about $1,000 to my paycheck every month. But just 3 months before we were to get married, the overtime stopped and it put a deficit in the budget for the reception as well as the costs related to bringing her to my city and getting a bigger place. That's when I found a couple of ladies on Facebook who needed a ride to their office close to my workplace and the trip back home, near where I live. This would give me around $600 every month, and I would hardly spend anything since it matched my work time. When I told the then fiancé about it, she was against it. I told her the reasons and how it just makes sense to carpool, but she wasn't happy with it at all. I was young and immature, so I still did it and hid it from her. For a month, I dropped him to work and dropped them home. When I traveled to fiancé's home, she found chats on my phone of me asking if they're ready to be picked up each day. She confronted me about it and there was a lot of screaming and throwing things around. I apologized profusely and promised to end the contract, which I did when I returned back. I don't want to make this too long with the numerous instances where she has accused me of liking certain female friends, but they are too numerous to count. She has already made me block at least 20 girls in my contacts, even though we never talked. I even lost the job that I had because she thought I was having an affair with my boss secretary and started sending abusive messages to her. It's a good thing that my role is in high demand where I live, so I was able to find something else soon. I have been in other relationships before, but never intimate with anyone before her, and I was her first too. Apart from this trait, she is actually very loving, caring and an overall fun person to be with. I love her to death and she loves me too, but when insecurity rears its ugly head, she starts screaming at me and I admit, I lose control too. Our neighbors have heard our fights and have asked if everything is okay multiple times. Whenever the accusations come and she is proved wrong, which is always, she blames her insecurities on the fact that I lied to her about that car lift all those years ago. She rarely admits it, but I know that it is mainly because her father left her mother for another woman when she was 2 and she had to hear all the crap regarding that as she was growing up. Knowing that it is not her fault plus my love for her is what kept me from walking out the door all this time. She grew up in a society where people of the opposite sex do not hug unless they are romantically involved or related. I didn't, so she feels extremely uncomfortable when I greet female friends with a hug. I agreed to stop doing that so she wouldn't feel bad, but when someone initiates it, how do you decline without it being awkward? Right now though, I feel like these things have accumulated into a giant weight on me and I need to walk on eggshells when I am around her. Don't look at, don't talk to, don't hug a girl that might make her upset. AITAH for considering ending things. I always wanted my marriage to be forever, even before I met her, but this is something that is not allowing either of us to have any peace. Edit. Since some of you asked, yes, we did try therapy. We had a few sessions as a couple before the doctor said he would recommend one-on-one sessions with her. She did go through with them for a while and even incorporated some suggestions from him, like keeping a journal, listening to calming music and certain meditation before bed. The reason is because she used to have nightmares of me cheating on her and would wake up crying and hitting me. I really want to make this work. We did make an oath when we wed, in sickness or in health. And one mature friend of mine gave me the advice to consider what she has as an illness of the mind. I just don't know if I will be able to go to the extent required for her, or even if it's possible that things will be okay and we will find happiness in our marriage. I hope you understand what I mean.